This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 1. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. Barakat Yahweh, Barakat Yahweh Shai, Barakat Yahweh, Barakat Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, who well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there, pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 1, is what you see in front of your screen. Breaking news. You're seeing perilous times happening right now, which is an indicator, which is proof that we're living in the last days. You're having food banks sounding on the alarm to who? To the federal government, because children are going hungry as the C-19 Crown Royal crisis drags on. And this is what the prophets of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai have been warning our people, all right, mainly here at Great Millstone. We've been warning you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, that famine was coming to America and the world. Because it ain't just here in America, it's throughout the world. But you could see it here in Babylon, which proves that this is happening in Babylon, this is happening all throughout the world. Okay? Children are going hungry. These are the perilous times. These are the troublesome times. In fact, when you go into the word perilous, let's see how Esau pronounces it.
Strong's G 5467. Chalipas. Chalipas.
Chalipas, that's Greek for perilous. Hard to do, to take, to approach. Hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous. And reading that headline from NBC, that's dangerous, very dangerous. Harsh, fierce, savage. Right. These are the times that we're in. Okay? These are the perilous times. This is an indicator that we're in the last days. Famine has hit Babylon the Great, which is known as spiritual Egypt. Just like famine hit ancient Egypt. I got the scripture right here. This is Joseph interpreting the dream that Pharaoh had about the famine. So I was going to get to the point. And Joseph was an Israelite. Okay? Genesis 41 and 30. And there shall arise after them 7 years of famine, and all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land. Right. Okay? Just like what you're seeing now, it happened in ancient Egypt. Okay? And everybody forgot about the good days. Okay? Now they're experiencing the hunger, because that's what famine means, to be hungry. 31. And the plenty shall not be known in the land by reason of the famine following, for it shall be very grievous. Right, grievous. Okay? And that's what you're seeing here. Grievous times. Children are going hungry. Let's get into this article. I'll start. I was going to let this play, but, screw it. We'll just read it. Weymouth, Massachusetts. On a recent Saturday, Shanna Savage. Ooh, her last name is Savage. Hey, man. Hey, that's an omen, okay? Okay, that's a sign, man. Her last name is Savage. Think about that, man. Pulled her car into the line of vehicles, snaking their way through the Old South Union Church parking lot. Savage gave birth to her second child this summer. With her husband out of work, they've been struggling to feed their two little boys, ages 6 months and 18 months, let alone themselves. Oh, yeah, this is an Edomite too. So if the Edomites are struggling, all right, to feed their own children, you know you Jakes are struggling. All right, I've done reports. Brothers have done reports on this. All right, done lessons on it. Down here in Florida, feeding South Florida, okay, lines, okay, going miles, and it's nothing but Jake waiting on those lines. To a point, they're interviewing Jake, and his Benjamite was, I know people, she said in her accent, I know people that have nothing. They have no food in their homes. And she's waiting on the line, all right, to get a card from the government to go buy food. And this is proof that America's through, because this is happening to everyone, okay? Heathens and you Jakes. Things are really, really tough right now, Savage said, as volunteers from the Weymouth Food Pantry loaded a couple of boxes of food into her trunk. We've been hungry a lot. Without this food bank, we probably not eat some nights. Wow. This is happening in America, Babylon the Great. This is happening, which proves, okay, we're living in the last days, man. And this is judgment. Okay? The Savage family is among hundreds of thousands across the country struggling to put enough food on the table during the C-19 pandemic. Okay? And these are the curses that are coming upon you Edomites. All right? What was it? Let's get this again. Deuteronomy 30 and 7. You so-called white people, you Edomites, you're not catching, okay, the curses, which proves that your kingdom is coming down. All right, Babylon the Great is fallen, spiritual Egypt. You're going down. All right, just like your forefathers Rome. Rome went down. You're going with the exact mirror image. Okay. Deuteronomy 30 and 7. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies. Well, let's start up with 6, because why is this happening? Why is there a role change? Okay, why is now you Edomites experiencing the hunger pains? Okay, Deuteronomy 30 and 6. And the Lord thy power will circumcise thy heart and the heart of thy seed to love the Lord thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. Right, and you're seeing, okay, here in Babylon the Great and the whole world, all right, Israelites standing on their feet, okay, worshiping and praising Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, okay, and this is the Lord, okay, circumcising our heart, all right, and this proves that we're living in the last days, because you're now having Israelites waking up out of that dead sleep, man, all right, especially here in Babylon the Great. So while this is happening, while the Israelites are waking up to who they are, okay, proclaiming Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, teaching, all right, the words of our power, simultaneously, verse 7, you heathens, especially you Edomites, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Right now you're getting the curses. Now you're starving. Now you're losing work. Okay? Now you have doubt, all right? Now the curses are falling upon you. That's why there's a huge suicide rate amongst you Edomites, a huge drug overdose amongst you Edomites, okay? The curses are coming upon you, which proves that we're in the last days. Let's continue on with this article. I'm jumping around, but hey, this is proof that we're in the last days, perilous times. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans, you are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. It is high time to wake up out of sleep. America is done. More than 50 million people living in America, including 17 million children, are likely to experience food insecurity by the end of the year, according to Feeding America. Aren't we at the end of the year? Okay, so this is happening now. The country's largest anti-hunger organization. That amounts to 1 in 6 Americans and 1 in 4 children. An increase of nearly 50% over last year. Wow. Catherine D. Amato, president and CEO of the Greater Boston Food Bank, said that in her 40 years of working in food banks, the need has never been greater, right? So this is a woman who's been working in this environment for 40 years, and she says she's never seen anything greater than this. And to this very day, you got simple idiot jakes that don't think we're at the end, that are still, okay, questioning the Bible, questioning the validity of the Lord, questioning, okay, what we're saying. We said we were on the highways and byways telling our people, hey, famine is coming. Your children are going to starve. Okay? You're going to lose your job. And it's happening right now. I've been through plenty of disasters, hurricanes and floods, the motto said, but we haven't seen it so pervasive. With every city, every state, every country involved. The famine has hit all of Egypt. Okay? This is spiritual Egypt. Before the pandemic, the Greater Boston Food Bank was providing about 550 food pantries with about 1 million pounds of food a week, the motto said. The motto, however you pronounce her name. Now, deliveries have swelled to 2.5 million pounds of food shipped weekly from its massive and meticulously organized warehouse in South Boston. One of the areas it serves as is Norfolk County, where Weymouth is located. The county has a distinction no one would want. A projected 168% rise in child hunger since 2018, according to Feeding America, the biggest increase in the country. Children are starving in Massachusetts. there's a camp out there too. Okay? All right? There's a Boston camp out there. So yeah, this is what you're seeing, man. Children starving. The Lord said that, hey, children were going to be starving. Let's get it. What was children? Let's just put children, famine. Okay? Let's see what comes up. Oh, Jeremiah 18. This is directed towards you Jakes, because you Jakes are experiencing this too, not just the heathens. Okay? Jeremiah 18 and 19. Give heed to me, O Lord, and hearken to the voice of them that contend with me. Right, you wicked Jakes have contended with us. Okay? And there's plenty of footage documented on that. Okay, how you came to the apostles, okay, contending, how you came to brothers throughout the country contending, okay, against us while we bring out the Bible, the words of the Lord saying, hey, famine's coming, pestilence coming, okay, we're living in the last days, perilous times, but you didn't want to hearken. You wanted to fight with us, literally start fights, pull out pistols on us, call the Centurion, okay, police force on us. Oh yeah. 20. Shall evil be recompensed for good? For they have digged a pit for my soul. Remember that I stood before thee to speak good for them and to turn away thy wrath from them. Right, because, hey, all brothers have testimonies when they first got into this truth, how they were willing to jump through hoops to try to convince our family members, our friends that, okay, friends in the world that knew that they were Israelites, that are Israelites, and telling about this truth. Okay, that hey, we're the Israelites, man. Okay, pleading with them, and guess what? All right, they didn't give a damn. They didn't give a damn. So guess what? As we grew up in this faith, we don't give a damn. Because watch this, 21. This is Jeremiah, and this is the spirit that we're in. Okay. We're in this spirit. We're no more, okay, going out of our way to try to convince you to seek Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. No, you're going to have to learn it the hard way by this. 21. Therefore, deliver up their children to the famine and pour out their blood by the force of the sword. Right. Military troops. You think that this is going to sustain hungry children? Okay. Oh, yeah, there's going to be rioting. There's going to be sedition. And we're going to see why. Because why is this happening? The article is going to tell you why is there so much children going hungry. And pour out their blood by the force of the sword, and let their wives be bereaved of their children and be widows, and let their men be put to death. Let their young men be slain by the sword in battle. Right, there's going to be a huge civil war coming. Okay? And best believe you're going to see sedition even among the military. Because I did a report last week, a lesson last week, that military families are having to go to the food pantries because they have no money to put food on the table. Okay? They don't have a way to put food on the table. Military families. So yeah, there's a civil war coming to America. 22. Let a cry be heard from their houses when thou shalt bring a troop suddenly upon them. Right, you're going to see military troops in the ghettos, in the barrios, in the suburbs, in the rural areas, in the cities, wherever. And it's going to be with the troops are going to be with you Jakes, and the troops are going to be with you heathens, all right, that are sucking wind right now. Okay, because it's only going to get worse. This is the beginning. For they have digged a pit to take me and hid snares for my feet. 23. Yet, Lord, thou knowest all their counsel against me to slay me. Forget not their iniquity, neither blot out their sin from thy sight. But let them be overthrown before thee. Deal thus with them in the time of their anger. Right. Because all you wicked jakes that came up against us, hey, your sins are not going to be blotted out, man. Right? The Lord has numbered you to the sword. Okay? You will die in famine, all right, in pestilence, and by the sword, literally. Okay? Because the sword comes in many ways. All right? Either you get blown away by M4, a high-power military rifle, or you starve to death. And you see your children starve to death. And cannibalism is coming back, by the way. Cannibalism is coming back in a big way. For all y'all that love watching The Walking Dead and the zombie movies, yeah, you're going to be one of those Walking Dead zombies, okay? And it ain't going to be no some type of chemical spill or some type of, what's it called? Injection that happened and people started turning. You're going to literally just eat your children and eat each other. So why is this happening? Check this out. So why is there a huge problem in terms of children going hungry? It goes on and says, while the pandemic didn't cause the nation's hunger problem, it has made things much worse. Right. So it's not the C19 that's causing the problem. It's not the virus, which is the pandemic, okay, which is a joke. Panda Home, the executive director of Weymouth Food Pantry, said the pressure on pantry has greatly intensified since March. The demand has increased dramatically, Denholm said. All across America, we have these middle-class communities that are being deeply affected. Lines are filled with people coming for the first time, many of whom have lost their jobs or are working reduced hours and are ashamed to be asking for help. We have a large portion of our population who work in the service industry, Denholm said. I'm talking restaurants, hairdressers, beauticians, nail salons, all these kinds of mom and pop stores and mom and pop shops and family run shops. They are the most greatly affected right now. That's why. All right? Now, where has this happened before? Where has this happened? Okay? Where has the mom and pop stores, okay, been greatly affected? What time period? The middle class have been decimated. Well, 8 striking parallels between the U.S. and the Roman Empire. This is going to get to the point. collapse of the middle class. In the period just before the Roman Republic's fall, the Roman middle class was crushed, destroyed by cheap overseas slave labor. Right. America imports more than it exports, especially when it comes, all right, to certain commodities. Like, for example, the Judite woman and and Northern Kingdom woman, they always get hair extensions. They always get a whole bunch of makeup and crap, all that crap, right? And now it's costing a lot of money. Okay, so they're not going to these mom and pops, okay? Because one, it's costing a lot, and two, they're not open anymore. But they're buying the products from where? From China. Everything comes from China. That's what I'm getting at. So the cheap labor comes from China, and excuse me, and that's why hairdressers are losing their jobs. Okay, because nobody has any money anymore to do all this crap. Oh, the restaurants. Okay, there's no need for mom and pop restaurants anymore. You got fast food restaurants like McDonald's, Taco Bell. Okay, every time I drive to come home from work, I see tacos and McDonald's constantly lines. Like, where y'all don't know, y'all ain't cooking, y'all don't know how to cook. But hey, they're not going to the restaurants anymore. Fast food. And this is why. Okay, and then of course the pandemic. Hey, what had these governments have been doing? The governments have been saying, hey, shut down your small businesses because of the pandemic. Shut down. You can't be open. You have to have you only can have 25% of the occupation. So yeah, this is why you're going down. Okay? It goes on and says, not far away from the Medway Village Church Food Pantry, Director Susan Dietrich said, it's much the same. We have seen so many new families coming in, and I would tell you probably the most difficult thing I've seen throughout the pandemic are the families that come and bring their children. And to see a mom walk through the door with her three little kids, and they're looking around. Dietrich paused, her eyes filling with tears. And mom struggling. She's never done this before either, so she's trying to keep it together for her children. And she's trying to make sure that she can continue to put food on that table. That's something that really, really hits you. Yup. You can read this article, Northern Kingdom. All right, you're catching hell too. All right, yeah. The curses, is judgment. The curses are hitting these heathens. The curses are hitting you, you jakes, the ones that didn't want to repent. This is what we've been saying. Let's go to 2nd Esdras, and I'll close out with this. 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great debts, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, and what shall I do when these evils shall come? Right. These are the beginnings. All this, famine, okay, wars, okay, great death. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, right, meaning correction. The reason why this is all happening here in Babylon, the great world, because the Lord is sending these plagues, all right, the famine, tribulation for amendment, meaning correction, to correct your behavior. And this is talking mainly to our people. But what have you been doing? But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges, right? And you still, to this very day, still doing heathen things. And okay, you out of the job, you're waiting on the food lines, you're still being wicked, still celebrating Christmas, about to celebrate New Year's Eve. I mean, hey, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, and this is true. This is true. I just went to a local Walmart. Okay, they call it the neighborhood Walmart. It's mainly just for groceries, and they sell a lot of organic stuff, cheap. I'm talking about I was able to get a week's worth of food for under $50. But the problem is, majority of our Jake don't want to take the time to cook, don't want to take the time to go shopping like that. They want to wait on McDonald's and Burger King and Taco Bell. That's why you have no fucking money. Okay, then you want to shop for Christmas. That's why you have no fucking money. That's why now you have to wait on the food pantries. Okay, if your monthly check didn't come in, or you don't have a job. Okay, because a lot of people can't even go to McDonald's. That they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Right, and that's what we're coming to. Okay, either you die by famine, or you're gonna die by the sword. Because how long is this gonna continue to go on? Okay, the pandemic isn't going anywhere. Bill Gates said it. Bill Gates said this is going to go on till maybe 2020 sometime. How does he know? So 2021, you got to still experience this pandemic. Okay? Not to mention, wars are going to be increasing. There are going to be more floods, more tornadoes, more wildfires, which is going to destroy the farmlands here, the crops. Okay? All right. Wait a minute. That's in. Let me bring it out. This will be the last one. Second Esdras. What is it? 15. Close out with this one. I don't want to make this too long, but hey, it's a spirit. All right. So your children are starving. It's only going to get worse. This is what happens when you don't seek the Lord. 2 Esdras 15:11. But I will bring, 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. Right. And this is what you're seeing. Perilous times. The last days. All right. This is the Lord bringing this upon America. 13. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail. Right. Right now, there was a superstorm that ripped through America. Okay. They called it the Christmas Eve nightmare. Floods, tornadoes, snowstorm. Then there was a wildfire in California hitting a military base. I think it's Camp Pendleton. Oh, yeah. All right. So the Lord's been hitting y'all with all types of weather judgments. And it's only going to increase. This is why you're going to be starving to death. Through the blasting in hell and with a fearful constellation. 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Right. So woe, man. Because it's only going to get worse. This is only going to get worse. So if you don't want to repent, excuse me, if you don't want to seek Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, you're going to partake in this judgment, because America's not going back. Okay, America's going down just like what it worships, the image of the beast, the Roman Empire. And with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Rukak Radash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, Ruel, and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. As you can see, we're almost out of here. To the few sisters that are watching, keep studying, keep praying. Shalom and a Baba Ball. Shalom.